Today's topic is color. When we think about color, I usually think of a rainbow. So when we look at rainbows and we think about color, they're arranged in a certain way, right? We know that it goes red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and purple. Now that we know what color is, we need to talk about value. So value is the lightness or darkness of a color. If you add white to a color, let's say red or something, you'll get a tint. If you add black to a color, you're going to get a shade. Today, to help you learn these elements, we're going to use the artist Emily Blincoe. Emily Blincoe was born and raised in Austin, Texas, and she is a photographer. A photographer is a person who takes pictures of things for a living. That's a career in art that is really fun. Emily Blincoe features her artwork on Instagram and has over 400,000 followers. She's inspired by faces, places, shapes, color, and light. What she does is she creates this artwork and she arranges it in a particular composition. A composition is just the arrangement of the objects in your photograph or in your artwork. She's a professional photographer who has created artwork for brands like Target, Gap, Chipotle, Converse, Samsung, the list goes on and on. Here are some examples of Blincoe's artwork. We see some rainbow compositions where she's used stamps. We see some value compositions where she's used rocks, leaves, things that she can find in nature, eggs even. For the Gap, she did some clothing compositions with other items, which is totally an option you can do. And then she had some fun with her pet. So in order to achieve the right composition, you're going to need the right subjects. So for my compositions, I've chosen to use a collection that I've had for a while, and they are these pins that you wear on your dress or on your blazer, and they're flowers. There's other shapes that you'll see in my compositions, but one thing you'll notice is that there are a variety of colors. Now, if you don't have a collection, I want you to start thinking outside the box. Maybe you can use your toy car collection, or maybe you could use your pony collection. So there's no limit to what you can use. If you want to be like really outrageous and use like food or other things, that can totally work too. Now, if you're doing a value composition, you want to make sure that you're picking objects that are around the same color or transform from one color to another. You'll see in my examples how I go from a lighter pink or a gray to a black and white. So just play around with that, move it around a little bit and get an idea of what looks visually appealing. One thing to keep in mind when you're creating your composition, when we look at Emily Blincoe's artwork, we see lots of square shapes or rectangle shapes. The best way to make sure that you are keeping all of your objects in line for your composition is to use a ruler or maybe like a flat edge of something else to help you line everything up and make it look just awesome. Think back to what you've learned about color in art class. Remember, for color value scale, you're looking at a color and you're adding either white or black to make it a tint if you add white or a shade if you add black. Today's supplies are simple: a ruler and your collection that you've decided on. You're going to first separate them by color. Then you'll begin arranging them. You might not use everything that you have pulled aside for your arrangement, and you might move some things around, decide they're not quite working for you, and snap a picture of your artwork. Here's a grayscale composition. I wanted a variation to show you how you could use just black, white, and gray to achieve this. Okay, so let's say you have a lot of colorful objects. What you're going to want to do is put them in color order and then arrange them according to value. So they should go from a lighter value to a darker value. Okay, it's reflection time. What did you find challenging? What was something that you would change? And what was your favorite part?